What's up, guys? Just wanted to give you guys a chance to get a glance at my life for those that maybe just follow me on YouTube but don't really know me, and maybe even for those that do. Just wanted to give you guys, again, a glance at my life and why I do what I do, and I guess why I am the way I am. First and foremost, the musically stuff. This stuff, again, came about. It honestly began with Beach Boys' Pet Sounds when I put that album together, because it started with the fact that, again, some of those tracks were musical-only tracks, and it was a difficult challenge to overcome at that point in time, but that's when I found out a lot of stuff like the Coca-Cola cans and things like that. Again, if you guys want to go back and check that out, then feel free, but these are just some of the notes that I put together when I'm putting these shows together. And again, guys, I know I'm like super OCD about this, but this is just a brief glance at some of them. Honestly, I have a lot more than this, but this just goes back to some of the Maroon 5 stuff, some of the Trio Tracks tributes that I was putting together, and just some of the notes that I go through each and every time I'm putting one of these episodes together. For those that don't know me, I went to school for journalism, and I actually worked for newspapers full-time for a good 5 years, and started out in Demopolis, Alabama. That's the funny thing. I started out there and learned a lot along the way. I was there for about a year, and that was a daily newspaper, and boy, you talk about a grind. I mean, that was crazy. And from there I moved to Alpine, Texas, and worked out there for the Alpine Avalanche for about a year. And as you guys can just see already, a lot of this stuff I did out there was music related, which was really, really neat. I got to see a lot of cool bands at the Railroad Blues, and do interviews with them and go out there and take pictures of them. I also was able to perform on stage up there for open mic night when I first moved out there. It's also where I met my now ex-wife, and we have two beautiful kids together, and met her out there. She was working in the advertising and doing the classified section when I was out there. But got to meet Willie when I was out there and do a story on him. Just some really neat stuff, guys. And again, for those that do know me, you guys know that I absolutely love sports. Love sports. That's my true passion outside of music, is definitely sports. And got to do a lot of neat things sports related, especially when I was in Demopolis. I don't know if there's anything in here where I can show you, but I was able to interview a lot of pro players and things like that when I was out in Demopolis, and meet guys like Roy Oswalt, who played for the Astros, and just some neat opportunities, guys. Things that you can't really put a price tag on. But again, I'm going off tangent as usual, guys. But from Alpine, I moved to Plano/Allen. I worked for the Plano Star and Allen American. And out there, I had a good time, really. I got to have some neat opportunities. Unfortunately, the gig, as we'll call it, didn't last too long. And again, guys, I've made some mistakes throughout my life, throughout my career. But I'm trying to focus on the good things. And one thing I did get to do when I was out there is I got to throw out the first pitch at a baseball game, and that was a neat opportunity, although I'm definitely not a baseball player, guys. But it was a lot of fun. I think I wrote one of my favorite columns of all time while I was out there, talking about how I definitely wasn't called to be a pitcher, but I still love this game. It just talks a lot about not only that opportunity, but also why I am, again, how I am. I mean, it was really a column that was like that. It was talking about my passion for sports, how I grew up, and how I became a writer. And I owe a lot of that to my journalism teacher from high school. She's the one that really instilled a lot of that stuff in me. And obviously I had wonderful parents too, who instilled some great values in me. Again, guys, from Plano, I went to Grand Prairie today, and I don't think I have anything from Grand Prairie. Actually, I do have a couple. Funny side story, guys, actually. As y'all know now, I worked for Plano, and then from there I started working for the Grand Prairie Today newspaper, which no longer exists. But my very first story out there was Grand Prairie's football team covering, playing of all teams, the Plano team that I had gotten a chance to do a few interviews on and things like that while I was with the Plano Stars. So kind of fitting, kind of ironic that the very first game was going to be South Grand Prairie's football team playing against the Plano West Wolves, and South Grand Prairie actually won the game on a game-winning field goal at the last second by a guy named Carson Wiggs, who was a phenomenal kicker, by the way. I'll have to find out if he ever went on to make it anywhere in terms of being a kicker. So just a little side note, guys, and again, as y'all can even already see, this is just me. This is how my life is. I mean, it can be a little overwhelming and crazy at times, but for those that know me, it's just me. From there, I moved to Marlin, Texas. I was there for about a year. I was actually living out in Marlin when first baby girl was born, our daughter was born, and now I have a son as well. But anyways, sidetrack, rabbit holes, guys, rabbit holes. I fall down them often. But when I was out in Marlin, that was a neat opportunity because I was the managing editor out there, and so I was given an opportunity not only to cover the football team, basketball team, cover sports in general, but I covered a lot of other things too, a lot of news-related stories, and one of the big controversies out there, at least at the time, when I was covering city council, is that the city council could not get along at all. I mean, they bickered over everything, and I think all I have here is sports-related stuff. But it was very interesting, guys. I mean, again, I've learned a lot along the way. I've had a lot of neat opportunities, learned a lot, and I owe a lot of that, my gratitude towards the teachers that I've had, some of the publishers that I've worked for, and it's been a neat growing experience, guys, and I don't regret any moment of it. I've again learned a lot, and it's turned me into the person that I am today. Another thing is, guys, I know we have to be real careful putting stuff on YouTube when it comes to music, but I know I can play this one for you guys because it's an original that I wrote. This is actually by request. This is something that I did a couple years ago when I used to do a lot of music out in what I call the man cave, which is really nothing more than a closet. But if it'll play, then I was going to go ahead and play this for you guys. And of course, the technical difficulties come when I go live or try to shoot a video. This has happened for years now since I've done podcasts and live shows. It happens. That's the time it happens, is when flaws happen, is when I'm actually trying to record. But I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to show you guys, and at this point in time I cannot remember what else it was. But again, guys, that's just a brief glimpse into my life, into me, and to who I am, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the shows so far, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy them, and I will absolutely be talking to you guys again really soon. So keep in touch, guys. Email me, drpragency@gmail.com or musically.tributes@aol.com. And I'll get this song up here for you guys at some time in the future. But until then, talk to you guys soon. Later, guys.